Well, hello. Hello and good evening,
Real quick,
ladies.
are we live?
Yes, we're live.
Because it just kicked me out. It kicked me out of Facebook. So I'm gonna hopefully please let us go live in Facebook.
I hope I don't have to restart my thing. That'll be awkward.
Oh God. I'll edit this out. I'll find a way to cut this out of the thingy. All right, now we're live on all
Take
three.
two.
Yay. Well, hello.
Woo!
I'm back,
Hello.
ladies
We are
and
back.
gentlemen, and everybody like Jacob's Film Perspective stands. I know you're out there. I love you all. We're talking about Beetlejuice, and then the sequel, Beetlejuice. And I said it three times, and I'm hoping he would show up because that would make this podcast get a lot more views.
Yeah,
But
Michael Keaton sit on your lap.
Can you
you know what?
imagine?
He can.
Wow,
I got sturdy legs.
See, I really thought you were going to try and summon Jenna Ortega with that one.
you missed that.
You know what?
bad.
That's a better idea, but I don't want to look like a pervert. But
That's fair.
I mean, Bob did it.
That is true.
what
Y'all
a
saw
what a
those
guy!
photos. Mm-hmm.
What a guy! I wish I was Bob in that moment. But anyway, we're talking, the original classic Beetlejuice and Beetlejuice. I rewatched Beetlejuice for the first time in a few nights ago,
Yes.
and then I saw Beetlejuice last weekend. I know Bella did as well. When did you see it, Deontay?
It was either last Friday or last Saturday. I remember
So
it
about the same we
comes and
did.
goes. Yeah,
Okay, opening weekend, represent.
we made it.
Yeah, I saw. I didn't know there were so many Beetlejuice fans out there.
Yeah,
Yay!
shout out to Blake Hickman. Thanks for tuning in, brother.
Hello. The juice is always loose with me. Okay, but I didn't know there's so many Beetlejuice fans. I don't know if you guys witnessed this, but on my screening of it, there's a lot of people in Beetlejuice stuff, and I was like, I didn't know that this was such a. I mean, I grew up watching it on VHS, but like, I didn't know it had such a huge following. There's little kids and like Beetlejuice dressed up as Beetlejuice. It's pretty crazy. I was like, oh,
Your parents are doing something right.
Yeah, I mean, when you watch it though, it's not really for kids if you think about it.
It's really not.
At least the first one. The second one's a little more toned down, but the first one for sure. I rewatched this first one. I was like, dang, I watched this a lot as a kid. Maybe that's what's wrong with me,
I'm going to be so honest. I have not rewatched the first one in such a long time, and I'm a little jarred by you saying it was not made for kids because I definitely watched that as a child many times.
A lot. At least they cleaned it up. They had like an edited version when it was televised on TV, and now it's just like bingo.
Which I remember vividly the VHS case I had. That's how old I am watching VHS. But yeah, I just remember growing up. I used to watch it on repeat for some reason. I don't know.
Man.
It's very colorful,
Maybe it explains what's wrong with me after seeing all this stuff. I don't know. You're young. I am young. Yeah. I mean, it did come out, what, 88?
Yep, 1988.
So it came out 10 years before I was born. So, and I wasn't alive when the animated series was out. So I never saw the animated series. But did you guys see the animated series at all at any time?
I did.
I know it exists. I've never seen it.
Oh, what are y'all doing?
I'm sorry.
We were in our mother's womb probably, or
I definitely was.
That's fair. Oh, there was one more thing that we forgot to do. You have a beautiful introduction.
we forgot my special introduction. We got to do it.
Oh yeah, let's get fancy.
I love it.
Yeah.
Every time it hypes me up. It feeds my ego. So, I mean, what do we? I guess we start with the first one. I mean,
Yeah.
that always seems right. Our history with the first one and our experiences with it. I mean, I kind of already hinted at mine, but I guess Deontay, what are your experience with Beetlejuice?
The original Beetlejuice.
You timed that perfectly, by the way. I said Beetlejuice right when you put that poster on. That was perfect timing. I loved it.
And I think it was the third time you said his name too, so we're just like on point tonight.
Let's go.
Beetlejuice, such an incredible Halloween classic movie. Like every time you have like a binge session, you have to have a list of like spooky movies, and Beetlejuice has to be on that list every single time. It's just so good.
It's so good. And like the costumes, the characters, the effects, it's just peak Halloween spooky season. Honestly, I do classify this one as a family film. Maybe that's awful. I know it's very raunchy, but I do classify it as a family film.
It walks us into adulthood at an early age. You get a benefit out of that.
Yes. So, I mean, what is your experience with it, Bella? Did you grow up with it?
Oh yeah. No, my family loves starting spooky season as early as possible and extending it all the way through the end of January. So the like film list is pretty extensive, and Tim Burton is always featured multiple times. So Beetlejuice is one that like every year we would kick it on. It became like, you know how like when you're decorating the Christmas tree and you have like Christmas music on in the background, but no one's actually listening to it?
Yeah.
That's what Beetlejuice is. Like it's just playing. We all peek up when Sandy comes out, and then we go back to doing whatever we're doing.
Oh, man. Well, I would say, yeah, it is a vibe setter for like you want to have like a spooky like thing going on at the house, set up some decorations, and if you're participating in like trick or treating and giving candy out to kids, they'll be like, "Oh, look, they got Beetlejuice on TV. This is a spooky ass house." It really is. It really is.
I have one more thing to say about Beetlejuice real quick. My family went as a theme for Halloween every year, and everyone had to participate. And Beetlejuice was one of the ones that we did.
That's
I think we may have peaked with that one. But yeah, to just top off like the experience with Beetlejuice, my mom got from Home Depot one year the gigantic inflatable sandworm to put in our yard.
Yes.
So yeah, Beetlejuice representation is just like sprinkled throughout my house back home.
That is the best way to do it.
All right, so we got a gigantic Beetlejuice fan on the podcast. That's a great thing. My experience with it, like I said, I watched it on VHS all the time as a kid. For some reason, I've never considered myself a huge Tim Burton fan, but when I think about my childhood, I watched Beetlejuice and Pee-wee's Big Adventure so many times. I had them both on VHS, and I remember watching both of them so many times. So maybe Tim Burton was a bigger part of my childhood than I thought, but Beetlejuice, I love it. It's just, I wish he'd come, but doesn't work. But I watched it on VHS all the time. My mom never allowed me to watch like rated R horror movies growing up as a kid. So maybe Beetlejuice was like, I don't know, maybe it was like one of my gateways into horror without me realizing it. Because it's one of the earliest ones I can remember watching as a kid. And I loved it. I remember everything. I have like vivid memories of watching it on TV as a kid. And the more I think about it, the more I'm like, man, maybe I am a big Beetlejuice fan. But I kind of fell off of it. Like I didn't watch it for years, and then a few years back I rewatched it, and I was like, yeah, this is a great movie. And then I just watched it a few nights ago, and I was like, yeah, this is a every Halloween type movie.
Absolutely, I haven't missed a Halloween yet, honestly. If not not Beetlejuice, at least one Tim Burton movie, and you made it.
Oh yeah, Nightmare Before Christmas, Corpse Bride, like
just one.
You're set.
Yeah, I mean, I think the original Beetlejuice was like maybe Tim Burton's where when it comes to his creativity and what he does with like practical effects and stop motion and stuff, maybe it's his best work in that aspect. Possibly. I mean, I watched it just a few nights ago and it came out in the 80s and the effects still hold up. I mean, they look just as good as they did in the new sequel, and it's like pretty crazy that he did that in the 80s and it's still, I mean, they still hold up for me. And I can't really think of another one of his films that really, maybe I'm a weird Tim Burton fan. I'm not into Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm not into Corpse Bride. But I'm going to say it now. But actually, to be fair, Tim Burton only produced Nightmare Before Christmas. Somebody else directed it.
Man.
But he had a lot of influence on it, I know. But I just never was a Nightmare Before Christmas person. Never was a Corpse Bride person. For me, it was the new Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. That was my Tim Burton.
I can rock with that. It's a little bit less violent version of some Tim Burton movies.
And now here we go back to my Oompa Loompa stuff. But
yeah, oh man!
Wow, we are somehow back in that realm. Okay.
Maybe that's I don't know. Maybe that's why I love that movie. But like Tim Burton wise, it was that, Beetlejuice, and Pee-wee were my three.
So no Alice's Adventures in Wonderland? Like that wasn't doing it for you?
No. I
what?
watched it. I think I watched that movie when it came out. I was like in 5th grade when that movie came out. And yeah, I rented it once and that was about it.
Damn.
And then I didn't even see Sleepy Hollow until like a few years back. Like I never grew up with Sleepy Hollow either. I just never watched it. Now Sleepy Hollow though is maybe one of my favorite. It's right there in my top 3 Tim Burtons. It'd probably go Sleepy Hollow, Beetlejuice, and Pee-wee are probably my 3 Tim Burton movies.
So no Batman?
Oh, that's right.
Batman is my favorite superhero, but Tim Burton's Batman is not it for me. I didn't grow up with it. It's not my childhood. It's not I'm more Christian Bale. I'm the Christian Bale era for sure. Team Christian Bale all the way. Christopher Nolan.
I mean, Dark Knight, Chris Nolan franchise of Batman is exceptional. However, it is very, very different from Tim Burton's. I kind of don't think you can compare them.
Yes, Tim Burton's is definitely a lot different. And as a true Batman stan, maybe that's why I don't like it as much, because it does deviate from Batman's story quite a bit. If you watch it, it's not very comic accurate.
It's a wild, wild world for live action Batman movies. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, but
it really is.
I've always loved the Penguin in Batman Returns, and I don't know why. That creepy little guy. I don't know. I don't know if it's Danny DeVito's performance, but like I've always loved Batman Returns more than Batman.
Come on, Michelle Pfeiffer is Catwoman though.
Wow.
That's another reason I probably liked it as a kid growing up.
Thank you to Blake for Jack Nicholson's Joker is iconic though. Agreed. Yes, and my mom swears that there is a scene in the Beetlejuice film that is literally him plagiarizing himself with the scene of Jack Nicholson throwing the paper on the floor. He has Michael Keaton do that.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
I'm gonna have to go back and see this again. That's a nice little Easter egg.
Jack Nicholson's Joker is the best part of that.
Fair. That's fair.
I'll allow that. I love Michael Keaton as Batman, though. I am here for Michael Keaton.
Let me tell you, though, that soundtrack.
Comeback.
I love me some Prince, so give me some Prince in my Batman movie, and I'll take it.
Fair enough. Danny Elfman's score, though, is also excellent.
I like Hans Zimmer's Batman score better, and I said it.
Ooh. We're back on Hans Zimmer again.
Okay.
Some great one-liners of that movie. Yep. Definitely Jack Nicholson. great one-liners for sure.
Oh, yeah.
The
But yeah.
original Beetlejuice cast is just unmatched. I was today years old when I found out that what's his name? Adam Maitland, or whatever his first name was, that's Alec Baldwin when he was
Yeah.
younger. I was like,
You didn't know that?
I had no idea that was Alec Baldwin. I was like, bro, why is he that handsome and young and completely different person? I'm sorry, Alec. I didn't mean to. I'm not saying that you're ugly, but he is a whole nother man when he was filming that movie.
I agree with you. I agree with you that I always knew it was Alec Baldwin, but he looks so different than any other role he's ever been in. Like he doesn't even look like Alec Baldwin in that movie.
Yeah, it's just I'm so used to 30 Rock Alec Baldwin. It's just like he's just like this stud daddy figure in this movie, and it's just like what the hell? And I watched the credits, and I'm like, whoa, that is Alec.
My best representation of Alec Baldwin is him in Cat in the Hat, the live-action Cat in the Hat. So
yeah, I can't believe that was him too. That was like what? Blake says in the second one, I couldn't see Winona Ryder as anyone else but Will's mom from Stranger Things.
Stranger Things wish it could be Beetlejuice.
Man.
Hey, I am a Stranger Things fan, and Joyce Byers is an excellent character. That's all I'm gonna say.
I've only seen season 1 of Stranger Things.
So you can't even speak to this.
Okay. When Stranger Things came out, I remember this. It was the summer before my senior year of high school. Me and my dad binged it when it came out. The first day it came out, we binged it. We loved it. Second season came out, we watched like 2 episodes and then we dipped. I haven't seen it since.
Man.
I just have
Jacob, with all due respect, that seems like a you problem, not a Stranger Things problem.
I think it's a Stranger Things problem that it couldn't hold my attention.
Oh,
ooh, so
I'm gonna disagree with that one. I'm sorry, Stranger Things is. I'm a big fan of that one.
You got a bias for that. I do have a bias for that.
Right? Thank you, Deontay.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, I do. I'm weird on my TV shows. They have to hook me in, and I have to be really into them to keep going. So
that's fair.
I'm more of a movie guy, definitely. Obviously, the podcast obviously shows that, but I'm definitely more of a movie person.
Nick would be proud of you and your hot takes tonight. He would be so proud of you.
My poor man Nicholas. I wish he could join us because
he
would enjoy, and you know what? He would probably back me up on all of these. And like, I'm taking his place. He's possessed me. He's like Beetlejuice. He's possessed me, and I'm Nick right now.
Okay. Noted.
With the hot takes. I've been possessed by Nick.
So I'm going to trust that there is actually hope that we can convert you into Stranger Things. Because this isn't you right now.
It's not you.
You can try. My best.
It's like Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry.
Bingo.
My two best friends have tried to get me on Stranger Things for years, and I just will not budge. So we'll see. But
wow.
Yeah. But Beetlejuice is, I'm trying to think of, it's such a classic. It's hard to really talk about it where like people would be like, oh yeah, of course. Like I feel like everybody already knows about Beetlejuice, where it's like there's not much you can really add to the conversation for it.
Blake coming in clutch.
Hey, hot takes tonight.
Stranger Things is not film, it's TV. You said it.
Yeah, that's true.
They try to
Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice has the nostalgia advantage over Stranger Things. I will give it that, because it's just like if you grew up with that movie, like Winona Ryder's Lydia Deetz is like everybody's childhood crush back then.
My life is a dark room. She gave us some iconic lines.
Yes.
Most beautiful gothic girl you'll ever see on television. Hands down, she did it first. And the soundtrack was classic. You had Harry Belafonte, Shake, 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 Senora, Move Your Body Line.
Oh, It's so good. It's so good. It's got such bold choices for the characters, for the setting. Like everything about that original film is just so chaotic and wonderful. And it just makes my heart happy because none of it really makes sense if you're thinking about it like from an artistic lens, but it all somehow works together. And it's just a great time. Winona Ryder is a queen. Yes.
Absolutely.
Definitely. I definitely agree.
True gothic queen of our late 80s, early 90s childhood.
Yeah, we got Heathers. Come on.
We had Catherine O'Hara, and she looks the same today as she did back then. So it was like, that's insane.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I love Catherine O'Hara. Ever since Home Alone is one of my favorite movies. So like Catherine O'Hara, come on.
She could play a mean like mother figure for sure.
Yeah.
I just think that we should keep Catherine O'Hara outrageous. Like I can die happy if we keep her outrageous. Like Moira Rose, yes.
Absolutely.
Oh. And then Delia.
Delia. She was like the best part of Beetlejuice, the sequel.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of who else is in the original Beetlejuice.
Oh, that's right. I had the cast memorized, and then it just.
We won't talk about one of them because they're. All I'm gonna say is the dad in Beetlejuice. Just you can Google that.
Oh yeah, what is his name? Jeffrey Jones.
Oh, you said his name.
Oh.
Don't summon him.
We're canceled. We're canceled now. We said it. His name. We're canceled. This podcast is canceled. No,
oh man, dang it, man! I said it one time, 2 more times, he would have showed up for sure.
Yes, just Google his name, and you'll see why he's not good to be talked about. But I mean, he was in Ferris Bueller and like all those movies. So he was a classic '80s actor. Obviously.
Yeah.
Not great now when you go back and rewatch it. That's the only thing on Beetlejuice. When you go back and you rewatch it and you see him as the dad, you're just like, oh. If you know about his legal stuff, you're just like, oh. That's the only stain on that movie.
Mm-hmm.
And they kind of, we'll talk about it in the sequel, but it was kind of weird that they kind of focused on him kind of a little too much in the sequel. I was like, why are you doing, like, this is 2024. I don't think you should be. I mean, they had him get eaten in half by a shark, but like they even show his picture in one scene. I'm just like, I don't think that wasn't a good choice. I don't know about that.
Yeah,
I would argue that the sequel focused on a lot of things that it didn't need to, though.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that.
I'm excited to get to that.
But yeah, the original Beetlejuice, just like a classic, beautiful colors, the lighting, cinematography, the effects still stand up. Michael Keaton is Beetlejuice, one of the most iconic characters in probably anything. Honestly, you can't see Beetlejuice without Michael Keaton. I mean, of course, there's only been him as Beetlejuice. There's never been another actor to do it, but no other actor could ever touch it. I mean, Michael Keaton is just one of the best actors to ever live, and him as Beetlejuice is just perfect.
I will say real quick, the Beetlejuice musical is really good.
Really?
Is
and
it?
The guy, I really like it. I know that you have mixed emotions about musicals, but I'm just going to insert this real quick here. The Beetlejuice musical is really good. And Alex Brightman, who plays Beetlejuice in the OG Broadway production, is amazing as Beetlejuice. That's it. That's all I'm going to say.
A contender. Okay.
I'll probably never watch it, but well, you know.
I know you're not going to watch it, but it's so good. It's so fun.
But yeah, Tim Burton I think late 80s. I think 80s Tim Burton was peak Tim Burton for sure. Besides Sleepy Hollow. And I'm trying to think what else he came out with.
Like 80s Burton?
Past 80s Burton.
Past 80s.
I'd say Sleepy Hollow, and then maybe I haven't seen a few of his ones that are high regarded, but really Sleepy Hollow is about the other one. Really all of his like Halloween centric he seems to be better at when he focuses on the creepy, the macabre type stuff. I think is when he's in his bag the most. And I think Beetlejuice is just like him completely in his bag.
I will say we are leaving out Big Fish. I do love Big Fish.
Oh, Edward Scissorhands.
It's Edward on my Scissorhands. List. I forgot.
And the Dumbo live action.
Facts. All Tim Burton.
I am totally not a Tim Burton fan whatsoever.
He just got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame too, so I'm proud of him.
Woo!
For what he just alone for this movie, he deserved it. Even if just for Beetlejuice, just because of how it's stratosphered into the pop culture. And like I said, like on my screening, I didn't realize how big it was until when I go back and think about it, I'm like, yeah, that was a big movie. But like I always kind of forgot about it until recently. Interesting. I guess.
I mean, a lot of those like 80s films that were kind of dark and happened to have Winona Ryder in them have kind of like a cult classic following. I will say, like, when I went to see it, everyone was in costume, including me and my friend group.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you even dressed up as Beetlejuice.
Oh, of course I did. I have black and white striped pants.
Let's go.
So apparently I need new friends. What is going on here?
Yeah,
okay, I was not critiquing anything here.
It's like all y'all are fired, man. Why are we not doing this?
Yeah, but say the friend I saw it with, he wasn't dressed as Beetlejuice. What the heck?
Man,
I'm really sorry.
But yeah, there's these little kids coming in like in the like pajama suit of Beetlejuice that has like the hood of his hair, and like there's so many people wearing Beetlejuice stuff, and I'm just like, I guess I was oblivious to it. I was just like, oh man, this movie is actually pretty big with a lot of people, huh? Like it wasn't until this movie until the sequel came out that I really appreciated how big of a following Beetlejuice actually had. Like it was always one of those movies I watched as a kid, but I didn't really register with it, I guess, until recently that it was such a big movie.
Cult classics.
Mm-hmm. But also like horror is just such an interesting like community period, and like all of the various branches off. It's like I would say overall, most people aren't necessarily into horror, but like the people who are into horror, they are so into horror. Like the spectrum is like right here or right here, and you're never like very far in between. So it does make sense. Like a lot of people would be showing up and like showing their support because it's like, you got to really commit to like, this is my thing. For these kind of movies.
I have seen Mars Attacks. That's what another Tim Burton I have actually seen. I watched it one day when I was sick at my grandma's, and I can barely remember it. But yeah, I've seen Mars Attacks when I was a kid. But okay, yeah, we'll talk about that when I hear it in a little bit. But yeah, I guess really just to sum up on the original Beetlejuice, it's obviously, I'm going to say it again, but it's a classic. It's a part of pop culture now. It'll always be legendary. Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice, one of the best performances. Great soundtrack. Winona Ryder. I think this is one of her earliest performances too. This is probably one of the ones that really made her a star. Catherine O'Hara, great. And just showed what Tim Burton could do with practical effects. And it's just crazy how the sandworm still holds up to today. And we're forgetting about Gina Davis too. And
yes, Gina.
Blake just commented about it. Gina Davis, I wish she was in more movies now. I guess she disappeared from the spotlight, but she was a big part of my childhood too. She's in a lot of childhood favorite movies of mine. Like
she was the one that played Barbara.
Is a great film, by the way.
Yeah. She played Barbara Maitland in Beetlejuice, didn't she?
Yeah.
Yep.
Which I'm glad they didn't do anything with the Maitlands. Well, in the sequel, just because I feel like it was kind of, a new thing, and they didn't really have to mention it, and it kind of would have been a little too fan servicey. But I wish Gina Davis was in more stuff. Sorry, my cat is trying to jump on the table and join our podcast.
So we gotta get him his own little microphone.
Yeah.
Yes, he wants to talk about Tim Burton apparently, but we're gonna. He said that Beetlejuice is a classic. He's looking at me right now, but I would pick him up and show you guys him, but he does not like to be held, so I'm not gonna torture my cat like that just for your views and entertainment. But Gina Davis is just absolutely. She's in the new Blink Twice movie with Channing Tatum. Sorry, I saw that comment. I'm gonna have to check that movie out then. It's been on my radar already, but if Gina Davis is in it, I'm in. I haven't seen Gina Davis in a long time.
Me neither.
But she's great. I mean, and like Bella said earlier, you kind of just go with the movie. It's so good. Like the pacing is so good. Like there's a lot of stuff that does not make sense if you think about the original Beetlejuice and like the story. So much stuff you're just like, none of this makes any type of sense how this is happening. But like it is paced so perfectly that you don't have time to think. It just keeps going on with the next gag or the next sequence, and it's almost like one of those lightning in a bottle films where he just like was in his bag for it, and it's a classic. And I mean, that's all I guess we can really say about the original Beetlejuice. I mean, do you guys have anything else you want to say before we jump to the sequel?
I mean, if you need to be told it's a classic, you need to go watch it.
Yeah, especially this Halloween season. I think it's on HBO Max right now for free. I'm trying to think of streaming services you could watch it on. I own it on 4K, of course, because I'm a physical media guy, obviously. But we, definitely. If anything you get from what we just talked about, watch Beetlejuice if you haven't. I'm pretty sure you probably have. But if not, go watch it.
Yeah, don't forget the scores. We got to score the original Beetlejuice.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
If I was, I'll go by my Letterboxd and I'll go by what I gave it a few years ago. I wasn't in the best mood when I watched it a few nights ago, so I will say it kind of was not as great for me. Like I was kind of out of it watching them. It's one of those experiences where you watch a movie and you kind of got other stuff going on that you're thinking about and you can't really zone in. So I can't really grade it on my most recent rewatch just because I had other stuff going on. But what I gave it was like an A, 4.5 out of 5 is what I have on Letterboxd. So I'll just stick with that. I just have a few nitpicky things, but overall I think it's an 80s classic. And I think, definitely one of the better Tim Burton films, if not top 3 for sure.
What you going to score it, Isabella?
I'm thinking I'm going to give it a 9. 9.5.
Nice.
It's very, very specific, but it does it so well.
It does. Absolutely love this movie. I'll probably give it a solid 9, and that'll be a solid A on the report card coming from my end. So
for
Halloween movie standards, it's pretty high.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this will definitely be, if I ever have kids, this will definitely be one that I be a gateway into horror, even though when I watched it, I realized it wasn't really kid-friendly. But you know what? It's kid-friendly for me. It's friendly enough for my kids if I ever have any.
Yeah, it's just one F-bomb that Michael Keaton drops, and then they're good.
Yeah. He's a lot more, I will say, they did tone down his perversion in the sequel. There's a lot... He's a lot more perverted in the first one. I'll say that there's a lot more sexual innuendos in the original. For sure.
Oh yeah.
That I didn't really catch until my most recent rewatch. I was just like, huh. I was like, I watched this a lot as a kid. This explains.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Shout out to Willie thank you for tuning in.
I'm glad you made it, Willie. You have not lived yet. That's true.
Gave it a 7.5 out of 10. Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, this is. I think a lot of people love this, the original. I don't like I said. So I guess now sequel time. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. I
Oh
guess the first
yeah.
question I want to ask though is, it's Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. So you know they got to make a third one, right? There's got to be a third one, right? Do you guys think so?
I
Oh
definitely think they were
man.
trying to set it up for a third one based off of how it ended.
There's got to be a third one. That'd be one of the most missed opportunities in history if they do not make a third one.
That, and they got a lot of plot to clean up.
Yeah, they do.
Me and my friend were both like, the third one's got to be called Beetlejuice, 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 right?
It'll be like Beetlejuice X3 or something.
To the third power.
Yeah. It's actually an exponent.
Like, how did you even put that character in there? Like, what?
They'll do an alien cubed thing, yeah.
They'll do like the third alien. But yeah, overall, my experience, I had a fun time in the theater. The theater I was with was definitely loving it. Like I said, people dressed up as Beetlejuice. It was a fun theater experience. I'm glad I had fun. It was definitely fun for sure. It is definitely not the original. It's not near as well made, or I actually think the effects in the original are better than the effects in the new one. There's a few times they use CGI in the new one where it's just kind of off. But yeah, overall, I thought it was good. Way you can tell, my best way to explain this is way too much in the pot, but what it does right, what it had to get right and what it needed to do right, it got right. So for me, like I said, I thought it was good. I mean, Michael Keaton was the best for me. I mean, because he didn't even miss a beat. It's been 36 years, and he did not miss a beat. He felt like the same Beetlejuice. He just clicked right back into the character, and I just can't imagine as an actor how hard that would probably be, because he's been in so many movies since Beetlejuice. Because I mean, Beetlejuice was kind of at early career for him. So like for him to come back 36 years and be able to snap into that role like that just shows how phenomenal of an actor he is. Jenna Ortega is the perfect casting for Lydia Dietz's daughter. She's the perfect deadpan acting that just works. And really, I do support, though, Tim Burton. He did go back more to his practical roots. I will say, I just dogged on the CGI, but the practical effects that they did use in this movie were really good. I love the set design, and the sets were there. I thought that was just as great, and it was great to see Danny DeVito, like Blake said in the comments. It was great to see him. That was a surprise to see a Danny DeVito cameo. I'm always going to appreciate a movie if you got Danny DeVito in it. And it was just a fun time. It did everything it needed to do, just too much. Needed more sandworm.
Gotta have more sandworms.
Yeah. We only had the one scene with the sandworm. It was really sad.
Yeah, the original, I think, has like three or four scenes from what I remember. I watched it. And then, yeah, I think they showed Beetlejuice a little more in the sequel. Like, it's actually pretty crazy. I guess going back to the original, it's pretty crazy how little Beetlejuice is in the original. He's in it for like, I don't know how. I saw like a time of what he was in it. Yeah. But like this one, they do bring us more Beetlejuice, and it's great. That's the best part about it, is Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice. Like I said, Jenna Ortega, great. Winona Ryder doesn't miss a beat. She's always great. Catherine O'Hara's always all the acting was great, I thought. Just the story is where the issues were, and some of the CGI for me. But yeah, what were your initial thoughts? I went way too long on my initial thoughts. What were your initial thoughts?
You're good. That was a very comprehensive, like, initial thoughts.
Thank you.
Yeah, I thought you were going to spoil something, man. I was like, spoil something.
No, literally.
My brain is like all over the place today. So like the fact that you guys think that was comprehensive, I really appreciate that. But
yeah. I mean, yeah. This was very much like a all vibes film for me. Like, it hit the nostalgia points it needed to. My main issue was just the plots. There were so many plots going on at the same time. And this is not a super long movie. It's like an hour and 45 minutes, I think, is its runtime. So when everything started getting really chaotic, like maybe 40 minutes in, I was like, okay, how are we wrapping all of these up? We've only got an hour left.
Oh, man.
And I felt like the Jenna Ortega plotline got wrapped up way too quickly. Like, we have this big setup and like a big plot twist halfway through. Sorry, I'll get to the spoilers, I guess. And then we make like a huge deal out of her like going down to the underworld and like her mom having to come and save her and pull her back. And it's just a passport stamp. That's it. I was wanting there to be so much more stakes to like all of that storyline. I also wanted more Catherine O'Hara, which is my personal bias because I just love Catherine O'Hara and she is amazing. And then I did take offense to weird, creepy Beetlejuice baby. And I know Jacob disagrees with me on this.
Yes. I would disagree all day.
It looks like Chucky. It looks like Chucky with green hair.
It does look like Chucky, and I absolutely loved it. I love the Beetlejuice baby. I love the end scene with the Beetlejuice baby. I wanted more of the Beetlejuice baby. I wish the whole movie would have been about the Beetlejuice baby.
Well, they're making a third one, we think. So maybe it follows Beetlejuice baby.
Yes. Whoever.
No.
Yes. Whoever Brit is, you are now my favorite person. Beetlejuice baby forever. That is right.
That's going to be the third movie. That's going to be what the third movie is about. It's the son of Beetlejuice. It's just like, oh God,
maybe that's the title.
Yeah,
the son of Beetlejuice.
The practical
Beetlejuice the third. You find out all the Beetlejuices are like juniors because their dad named them after, and then it's just a long line of just Beetlejuice men in the family.
I mean, we did set up who Beetlejuice was before he became Beetlejuice. So.
Yeah, married man. Didn't also know that from the first.
I have so many questions about that storyline too. It really irritated me.
Toxic relationship. Whew.
Yeah. I guess.
It's like, what? She was a soul sucker, so you introduced a brand new monster and Beetlejuice is married to her? Oh my God.
I'm just Yeah, actually, you go, Bella, because what I'm going to say is going to be weird, so you go first.
I was going to say, out of the new characters, I do think Willem Dafoe was my favorite.
Yes!
He was so funny to me.
I agree. Willem Dafoe.
I don't even remember his name.
I don't either. I just remember really enjoying him and his character.
Yeah, his character... his character had nothing and had no impact on the story. You probably could have cut his entire thing, but he was the best part.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yes, just amazing. And I loved every time his assistant gave him a coffee cup just for him to crush. Like, he didn't even drink the coffee. And it shows like his trash can. It's just a bunch of crushed coffee cups. I love that. I was just like,
oh my God.
Just Willem Dafoe, put him in any movie, he's going to be one of the best. So, I mean, yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's Willem Dafoe. What can you say? Wolf Jackson.
I haven't seen. Okay. Yeah, I haven't seen one bad Willem Dafoe movie yet. So
I can't think of one off the top of my head.
Mm-hmm.
But the weird thing I was gonna say was, they do a lot of things about. I don't know if you guys thought this, but I would just say every time they talked about soul sucking, my mind went to the gutter.
And man.
And I was
I'm not commenting on this one.
and I was just like, was that intentional? Like, I mean, I think it was. I think because of the original had those sexual innuendos. I cannot speak. My God, my brain is fried. But Boondock Saints, yes. But
Boondock Saints.
Yeah, just every time I was like, can we stop with this saying the soul sucking? Because every time me and my friend were just like, ha. Like, it was just one of those ha moments. Like, we're just like, ha. Like, And just like the way they said it, and just like it had to be intentional. It had to be.
It's like we can't be perverted in this way, so we'll just do it this way.
Or maybe it's just my mind. Who knows? But I mean, my friend thought the same thing. So maybe. So I mean, or maybe we're just both twisted. But yeah. I think that was intentional.
Yeah, the movie has two different settings: in the world of the living and the world of the dead. It's just like the dead can die again. It's officially been established that Monica Bellucci's character just goes around, and if she's hungry and she needs to feed on somebody's soul, if you are the unlucky son of a gun that she gets her hands on, you're done. I don't even know if there's an afterlife for them. So it's like, God.
When she got Danny DeVito, I was upset. I was like, man,
Danny's gone.
I do like the practical effects they used with that, though.
Mm-hmm.
I do like how deflated. The deflation of the ghost was actually really good practical effects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your hot take?
My hot take is that I don't think Monica Bellucci's character needed to exist.
I don't think that's a hot take. I've been seeing that a lot, and I agree.
Okay,
That's fair.
I don't understand why it was there. It left me with so many questions. It was my least favorite plot every time we went back to it.
Okay, it was a great character introduction. That was a great scene where all the body parts are coming together. But I feel like that's all he had for it. That was like, I'm going to make a visually great scene, but it's like that's all he had for her to do was just like, we're going to do this awesome introduction for you, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So put her in a different movie and call it good.
Or at least like pick a plot and stick with it. Like if you're going to focus on Astrid, aka Jenna Ortega, and her boyfriend, make the whole movie about those two. Or if you're going to focus on Beetlejuice and his ex-wife, focus on those two.
I will say, and she is mentioned in the first movie briefly. Like it's a throwaway line in the first movie. He talks about it. But they took that throwaway line and try to do a whole, and that's what a lot of sequels do nowadays, is they take those throwaway lines in the original and they try to make something expand upon that doesn't need to be expanded upon. So, I mean, I think it was just one of those things that they did where it's just like, nah, you didn't have to do that. The introduction was cool, but I agree with Bella on this. It was just out of place. You could have cut it all. It wouldn't have affected the movie, if any. No. I mean, just give us more Beetlejuice or Jenna Ortega's storyline or Catherine O'Hara or anything really.
Yeah, because I think that one of the things that felt a little bit lacking was we have so much buildup and establishment of the fact that Lydia is disconnected from Astrid. But then they go to the underworld for 5 seconds and suddenly their entire relationship is completely like reconciled. And I just felt like there needed to be more buildup to that.
Please.
I wasn't feeling the emotions I felt like I needed to feel given the buildup.
It's like their relationship just wasn't toxic enough. You need more toxicity from them too.
I don't even think it needed to be more toxic. I just think that there needed to be more time of her going to find her and figuring out how to actually undo the damage of her trading her life. Like, they make such a big deal out of it, and then it was just the passport stamp.
Man.
That was it.
I do like it ended in a one-liner. I do like the one-liner it ended in with Beetlejuice. I'm pretty sure, what did he say? He said, I want to say he said you're screwed, but or something.
Oh, you're talking about Willem Dafoe's one-liner or something else.
No, I'm talking about when Beetlejuice stamped the boyfriend. I don't even know the boyfriend's name, but the boyfriend's thing, he said a one-liner that was hilarious, and then the boyfriend went down into hell, I think, or whatever. I don't know where he went, but it showed flames, so I'm guessing hell. But it just I want to say he said you're screwed or something, but like the one that whole plot thread ended in a one-liner by Beetlejuice.
Mm-hmm.
So that
which
just
I liked.
Yeah, the one-liner was great, but it shows you that it wasn't really well put together. If that's how you end your plot thread is with a one-liner, I don't think you can really.
Yeah, that whole scene was crazy because it's just like we all know Beetlejuice has the power to just shapeshift into anything. This dude turned into a whole clerk, took over the desk just so he could stamp his passport. And it was just like, damn, how did you even get there? It's just like, I honestly don't even question it anymore because I've seen even loopier shit in the original one. But that is like, they have a tradition of writing off villains really quickly. Like you're either going to get eaten by a sandworm, or in this movie, you're going to get stamped and sent to hell. So it's like, all right. And his wife ended up getting eaten by the sandworm with somebody, and it's all right, an easy write-off for all the villains. But what are we going to do about Beetlejuice?
Yeah, it's just a callback to the original, because that's how Beetlejuice gets defeated in the original. And that was even weak in the original. It was kind of fast and quick how Beetlejuice got taken out in the original. So that problem kind of carried over into the sequel as well.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they did not care for that one. I do have a hot take though.
I want to hear it.
Well, there is one more character that was probably not needed for the sequel, and in my opinion, it's Astrid, Jenna Ortega.
Oh, strongly disagree.
I was like, Lydia, for her to not be married and wind up having a dead husband, it was just like, now your daughter. I guess I understand like the trauma the daughter grew up with, so she's like kind of bitter towards her mom, but it's just like, this was Tim Burton's way to give us Wednesday Addams in a Beetlejuice movie, because that's her whole personality and then some. And it's just like, all right, cool. I could never get enough Wednesday Addams, but Jesus, bro, he gave us Wednesday and Morticia in the same movie. So I admire that, but you gotta pick a plot, because she's falling in love with this dude that murdered both of his parents. I was on to him from the very start because the parents couldn't show their faces when we first met them. I was like, something's up with them. And find out later on that they've been dead the entire time. And this is the second household in that same city outside of the Maitlands that spirits showed up in. So I think there's something wrong with that city in general that may be touched on later. It was just like, why did everybody die and stay here? So,
well, I also want to talk about Lydia's like evolution as a character, I guess, because in this one we get more context as an adult. She is a psychic medium.
She is. With a TV show, apparently.
Yes. And I thought that was interesting that was the moment we choose to reveal that Astrid has inherited her gift for seeing spirits. What did you guys think of that as like the plot line for her grown up?
Expanded on that more. A whole lot more.
Yeah, I think the plot was, I like that plot because it's a natural progression from the first one, because she's the only one that can see Beetlejuice in the first one. And I mean, I'm not Beetlejuice, the Maitlands. Yeah. But so it is a good progression, and actually I wouldn't mind a movie of her just having that show, and it's like showing different ghosts. Like she could have done where they just went through with like her like messing with people, you know. Yeah, I like the storyline, but like Deontay said, we needed more. And that's the whole thing with most of this movie. It's so much that there's not enough development for anything. And no plot is developed to its full potential. It's all just thrown, like I said, it's a big bunch of stuff thrown in a pot and hope it all works out, kind of. A lot of stuff thrown at the wall with this one.
Yeah.
But I do disagree with Deontay as well, Bella. I think Jenna Ortega.
Right.
I think Ash, but I mean, everybody is going to look at me and say, we know, Jacob, why you agree. But no, this is not about my love for Jenna Ortega. This is about her character. And I feel like it was a good thing to show Lydia as a mom, because that's a different perspective, because, you know, she's the daughter in the original. And there's a motherly bond in the first movie with Gina Davis and Winona Ryder. There's a little motherhood storyline in the background of the Beetlejuice. It's very hidden because there's so much craziness going on, but there is that in the original, so they are kind of expanding upon it in the sequel, but this time with Lydia being the mother, and that's an interesting perspective. And I think if they would have just focused more on her and Astrid, they could have left out Monica Bellucci's character, Willem Dafoe's character. Best part of the movie, but if we want a more streamlined movie, you could have cut all that too.
You could have.
And really just cut down on the Justin Theroux plot with the weird hippie boyfriend. I don't know, whatever he was doing with that, but
he irritated me
so bad. He was hilarious for like the first 30 minutes, then shit went sideways quick.
And he was just so cliche.
He was gaslight his own gaslight. I just didn't understand him, but he ended up pushing Lydia into marrying him with Astrid just like, bitch, what? Mom.
Everyone was like, bitch, what?
Like, in 2 days? On Halloween? All right.
Yeah.
Like they just needed to cut all that, focus on the motherhood stuff and the Astrid storyline, and I think we could have had a really elevated sequel. But
I agree. With
what we got, it's just a bunch of plot threads that go nowhere, and it's fun, and they hit the nostalgic notes like Bella said, and Michael Keaton is amazing as always, but like, man, you can see a better story here.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
It's like, if you see it, you will be entertained. You will be excited by the characters that you remember from the original, but you will be probably disappointed by the plot.
It's all over the place.
Yeah. I will say, I guess I'm a movie idiot because I watch a lot of movies, but for some reason, the boyfriend being dead was a twist for me. Like, I did not expect.
Me too.
I'm glad you thought so too, because like I did not see that coming at all. When it switched, I was like, oh, he's a ghost. Like, oh, that's actually pretty interesting. And then we get about 5 more minutes of that plot, and then it's gone. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They did what?
I did like the twist. I thought the twist was good. The twist got me. And I mean, I see a lot of movies, so it's hard to, I usually can see that stuff. But for me, they actually got me on that one.
I agree. I was with Deontay on like when we first enter the house and the parents never turn their face. I was like, okay, that's a choice. Like, that was very obvious.
Mm-hmm.
But I was expecting them to be dead, not him. Like, I wasn't anticipating he would be the ghost. I thought the parents were dead, though.
I just didn't even think anything of it.
It was like the moment. Yeah, it was like the moment right before she spoke to the realtor lady, and she was just like, "Oh yeah, that house is just like a triple homicide house," and it's like I figured it out like right before that moment, but at the same time, I was like, I didn't expect him to be the killer, and I didn't expect him to die from like breaking his neck from falling out of a treehouse. That was like a little, all right, let him cook.
There's kind of a two twist there, because like first it's revealed he's a ghost, and then it's revealed that he was actually a murderer. So it's kind of like a 2-for-1 twist, because, you know, we don't realize he's dead, and then, oh, he's dead. And I just went along and was like, okay, he broke his neck at the treehouse, he's a ghost. And then when it switched to him being a murderer, I didn't see that coming either. I was just like, oh.
So apparently the message here is, if you're reading Crime and Punishment, it is a red flag.
Yes.
Yeah. She was about to ignore all of that for him. She was like, all right, I'll read this spell out of the book of the deceased and draw a door on your wall. And it's all right. She fell head over heels for him.
I will say they did write her poorly, how quickly she became enamored with this guy. Like, it was just a chance meeting, and all of a sudden she's like all obsessed with this guy, and then she's willing to help him with this stuff when he's a ghost. And like, she was so against not seeing ghosts that turn was also way too rushed too. Is because she finally saw ghosts, and she kind of just accepts it. When the whole like whatever 30 minutes before, she's pounding on her mom for seeing ghosts, saying ghosts aren't real and all this stuff, and mad at her because she can't see her dad and all that. But like, you finally see a ghost, and she kind of there's not really a switch there. There should have been more of a character switch, I thought, as well.
I don't disagree. I wish that had been a little bit more developed as far as like her aversion to like the whole supernatural world versus when she does realize she has that gift, because then like it's immediately just, oh, we need to figure out how to make you human again, and less about like going to see the dad, which I kind of thought was interesting because that's been her whole thing this entire time. And it's like, yeah, that sweetens the deal, but isn't it the guy who suggests that, not her?
Yeah.
The guy suggests
I thought it is like, yeah, you can go see your dad now. And I was like,
Yeah, you can see your dad all right. If you're lucky. They used this opportunity to introduce us to the Soul Train. And that was a great aspect of it. That whole plot line with Astrid and her little boo thing, like, could have spun off into some beautiful, beautiful content. But then you had to mislead us with like Willem Dafoe's detective work. Monica Bellucci's going around hunting down her ex so she can kill him. And it's just like, pick one. And then Lydia's getting married to a toxic dude. It's just like, pick one. Like, pick a plot and expand on it.
You know, I'm noticing a trend in this one of like women being very unlucky in love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't know
Especially
how I didn't
Catherine.
get that sooner. I think yeah. I don't know. Delia seemed to be the happiest though.
She did.
I also
She accepted death.
One of the best parts for me, which I really liked, especially after watching the original After again, is how her relationship with Lydia has changed since the original movie.
Mm-hmm.
I did like that expansion. I did like how they expanded upon that. And like I said, that would have even more been more about the whole theme of motherhood. They could have explored their relationship changing too. Like, you had so much, like, you literally had the movie there, and then instead you just take all these plots.
Mm-hmm. It's like they felt the need to add so much to it, but like they really didn't need to.
Yeah. It's just like, don't do this to yourself. You're destroying your own budget.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I agree with Jacob of like, there were a lot of plots that they could have chosen to explore and they just didn't. They were already built in. Like, I think that would have been so much more interesting to see them explore the Delia-Lydia relationship, because I don't know if this is just a me thing, but I definitely feel like the original film feels removed from reality in a lot of ways. Like, it just kind of feels like, yeah, we are in a fictionalized world. Like, this one, to me, the sequel, it felt like we were putting them all in a real world setting, which I thought was really interesting. And I wasn't anticipating that in a weird way. I was like, it's interesting to see all of them like finding careers in the world. And I don't know, maybe that's just a me thing. I don't think I'm explaining this very well, but like her being a performance artist and Lydia being like on a psychic TV show. Like, I thought that was an interesting choice.
I agree with that too.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a theme though with a lot of these legacy sequels that come out. They try to make it more grounded.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like in a lot of the legacy sequels, they try to ground the material, and they definitely did with this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, someone should have told Delia Deets that they don't defang aspects.
Yes.
They're poisonous.
That was just thrown away too so fast.
Yes.
Yeah. She accepted death with so much ease too. It was like, damn. All right, I'm gonna be more famous because of my artwork.
And the whole thing with her, with Astrid's dead dad was just like, it was so harped upon. And then she like meets him for 5 minutes in the afterworld, and that's enough. Yes. And then she just leaves him. Bye, Dad. Like,
I got closure now.
I know. I was like, why is this so rushed?
And for some reason, I don't know why, but like I know in the original movie, especially after watching the original movie after the sequel again, the practical effects of the dead people were so much better in the original. Like the dad with the piranhas was a little too cartoonish for me. And I know it's supposed to be cartoonish, but there's a way you can be morbid and cartoonish without having. It just felt a little too like kiddie show for me. The way the dad had piranhas like chomping on them, it just looks so. Something about. I just felt like they could have done that effect better, the practical effect better. Thank you, Adam. I love you too. But like I did not care about that whole plot line and just the piranhas, but the practical just didn't look good. Even like the forgot the dad's name, but the grandpa, I guess, Astrid's grandpa was just like, even the effects on him were not that great for me. I don't know. I just thought the practical effects looked better than the original, and that's pretty crazy when it was in the 80s, and I'm pretty sure that the original had a smaller budget.
Probably.
Best believe it.
Like, I'm pretty positive it was a smaller budget, and I'm like, I don't know. I just did not like the practical effects on the dead in this one near as much.
Yeah, he's just walking around like a half a body with blood spurting at random moments. And it's getting all over people, and it's like.
And that storyline too was odd too, because like we cut away a lot to follow him, and it goes nowhere.
Yeah. Wasted time.
They just tied it up in a bow in the end with him and Delia being reunited, but it's just like we didn't need all that. Charles and Delia could have just died in the beginning of the movie together, and then we could have followed along with them if we wanted to. But it's just like, damn, you don't want to continue so much with this sequel, and it's like you could have saved this stuff and made different Beetlejuice movies out of all these different plots.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
It looks like some people in the comments also had some issues with the dead people effect.
Yeah, I just thought the original was just like so much better. Like it was more morbid and dark, and it just looked more realistic at the same time. Like there's a lady that's smoking the cigarette, and the smoke's coming out of her cut throat, and like it's just like it's so good. And just like in this one, it's like they went cheaper with it, and it just looks too plasticky, too fake, it's just kind of, I don't know, it's just a little off.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I honestly feel like the original was more creative in a lot of ways.
Yeah, it was, honestly, because the Maitlands were just trying to haunt a house that the Dietz were trying to buy and basically kick them out of for the most part. It was just like, this is a simple plot. Like they're doing their best to scare them out. The Dietz are just not having it. So they call on the ghost with the most. Oh yeah, Juice Man.
I would like to do a cosplay of Bob one day, but my head's too big for that, so I can't do a cosplay for
big
Bob.
Body.
Yeah,
special effects.
I'm the opposite of Bob. I've got a big head, small body. I'm the opposite of Bob. But I did love Bob. Bob was great. I love the shrunken head voodoo character. I loved it in the first movie when I was a kid, and I just love the look of it. I just love the big eyes.
It's a whole army of them in the sequel.
Yeah, and I love how Beetlejuice has his own office in this one. That was a cool aspect. He's got his own little office with all of his little workers.
Yeah. You had that one main Bob. Well, actually, all of them had their own name. Like, you saw their name in the credits, but Bob was so that guy.
Poor Bob.
Rest in peace.
Bob was going through it.
Yeah, he had to be the stand-in. But you know what? Bob did get the picture that Deontay sent me in the group chat of Jenna Ortega sitting on his lap. So Bob did get that. So
he did. He went out like a G. I'll give him that.
Good job, Bob.
Oh, well, I think this brings us to the musical number.
Hey.
You know, Jacob's favorite thing.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't remember what the song was that they used. I'm going to be honest. I'm blanking right now. I don't know if it's just my brain is fried today, but I cannot remember the musical. I remember like what they're doing, but I don't remember is it like a song from the original or is it a new song?
It was.
I believe it was a song from the era of the original movie.
Okay.
I could be mistaken. I honestly don't know what song it was either.
I've already forgotten it.
I just remember. So I remember being like, oh, this kind of sounds familiar. And then it just kind of kept going on for so long that I just kind of zoned out, I think is what happened in the theater, because it's a very long musical sequence.
Yeah, I definitely pulled out my phone and started texting.
MacArthur Park.
MacArthur
That.
Park. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it was during the wedding scene, and like Beetlejuice is like, "No, you're not getting married. I'm getting married."
Yeah, I agree. It would not have been as cringe if it was shorter.
Facts. It'd been an hour-long movie, and we all would have been satisfied.
Oh yeah, like we didn't have enough time for the other things that would have been really nice to have explored, but we had time for an entire. How long was that? Like 4 minutes.
4 minutes song.
It's like a 4-minute song.
And like the original, two of the most scenes you remember is the two musical numbers. And this one, it's been what, a week since we've seen it, and we can't even remember the song. So I mean, that just kind of shows you which I don't want to be too hard on it, because of course the first one all three of us have nostalgia with, we grew up with, all of that. So it does have that built in, but still I think the first two, watching it again, like I said, after the sequel, the first two musical numbers in the original are actually classic, really well directed musical number scenes that even I can appreciate as a musical hater. But this one, I forgot in a few days what the song even was. So
yeah. It wasn't weird enough. That was my take.
Yeah.
Like, if they could choose another song for that occasion, maybe like a kind of a spooky romance type of vibe from the 80s song, like, you guys think, like, what would be like a good substitute for that?
Oh. See, I keep thinking of Ballroom Blitz, but that would not. I still don't think that's weird enough.
I feel like Michael Keaton would be down to sing that.
I love Ballroom Blitz, but it's like much more Rocky Horror Picture Show than it is like Beetlejuice, in my opinion, as far as like music.
For some reason,
the time warp again
is that 80s song, "Talking in Your Sleep." That might be cool. Maybe.
I can see.
Maybe.
That's what the ones that comes to mind for me. I don't know.
I'm stumped at the moment. I'll probably figure something out a little bit later on down the road. But
yeah, agreed.
Ooh, I don't even
got some
remember
suggestions.
Like the sequence, I remember Beetlejuice and Monica being taken away by not Beetlejuice, Justin Theroux. See, I can't even get it right. That's how much I don't remember it. Them getting eaten, and then Willem Dafoe is frozen for a little bit.
Yep.
And then there's a gigantic cake that's like got green goo on it, and Jenna Ortega and Catherine O'Hara are dancing together, and then that's about it.
Yeah. I don't know. The Banana Boat song just has a very specific essence to it that I don't know if it can be recaptured.
Even Shake Sonora too.
Yeah.
That was kind of random for the original movie too. We'll just go with Harry Belafonte. I mean, it's a damn good song, and everybody does want to sing along to it, but very random choice for a spooky film.
Mm-hmm.
But it stuck with us. It stuck with us up until today, and we're all going to sing along with them. So.
But again, that goes back to like the writing in the original. In the original, they set up that, because in the original, before the Maitlands die, Alec Baldwin's character is listening to that era of music, like throughout the beginning of the movie when he's working on stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
So, like they even introduce it early on in the movie, and this is just a song comes out of nowhere, and Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I feel
My
like
last two.
I feel like we're hating on this movie, but
We could.
Was that not the intent?
Yeah. I'll watch it again.
I would also watch it again. It's a great time. It's just lacking.
yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. But the more I think about it, I'm just like, huh.
Whew.
Could've
Did we
done that better.
enjoy it on spectacle alone?
I kind of.
I mean, seeing Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice again is just gonna be enough for me.
Yeah. I don't disagree.
He
Someone
almost dropped
said
the
maybe-
F-bomb twice.
Yeah, I did like that too.
He
That's
bleeped
what
in
he
the second
said.
movie. Yeah.
That's what he said to the guy when he sends him, the boyfriend, when he sends him to hell. He goes, "You're fucked." That's what he said.
It's stamped.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what he says. But I think they bleep out the F in this one. I'm pretty
That's
sure.
right. They do bleep it.
I think it's like a you're, and then they bleep out the. But you can tell he said you're fucked. And then that was great.
Yeah.
Very Keaton fashion. I can rock with that.
Yeah, there's something about rain and cake in the rain,
Yes.
and I was just like, okay.
There's something about weddings.
Right?
Yeah.
Must
I
be
could-
a Tim Burton thing.
My gosh. So, I have a question. Do you guys think that it is genuinely like this? The way that this film ended, do you think it is genuinely setting up a third film?
How did this film end? I forgot. What?
Remember? It's like the weird, chaotic Lydia in bed having the dream.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
a nightmare of like Astrid's life. And then she wakes up and sees Beetlejuice. And then she wakes up again. It's very Inception.
And she's alone. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was weird. I
That's
was
weird.
weird. Maybe I was just jealous because Jenna Ortega got married to somebody else that wasn't me, but I didn't
Right.
care for that.
Yeah, and it comes to find
See,
out that
the
like
real problem here is actually the weird Chucky Beetlejuice baby that she gives birth to. That is the problem.
I loved that. I was just like, yes, come back. Because like the baby is in like the earlier in the movie, he's biting Lydia's leg, and then like I just love that the baby came back. I was just like, yes.
yeah, and it showed like a chunk of Lydia's leg gone with the baby just gnawing the hell out of it. And
I
it's
love
like,
it. I love the Beetlejuice baby.
Jesus Christ.
No.
The
No,
way that
they're
they
going-
wrapped it up, it was not really redeemable for a third movie. So
Yeah.
I think how it ended though, it is some interesting.
Yeah.
Dang, I didn't know that. That's interesting.
That's awesome.
I did not know that about that song either.
So Brit says, for reference, the song was written about a high school romance. So the younger Lydia, and the song by Richard Harris, who was the original Dumbledore, who died before he finished the series. Dang,
Yeah.
that's a fun fact.
That's pretty awesome.
All right.
But
Yeah, it ended enough. It ended on enough open-ended where, yeah, they got to make a third one.
yeah. It was just like, what do you do with the third besides give the son his own shine? Or make it a father-son movie with Beetlejuice and Beetlejuice Jr. or something like that.
Yeah.
Bring the baby back. That's all I'm saying.
No.
Make him a little bit older and like a really badass child.
Oh God! Now he'll look like Jigsaw or something.
Oh god.
Yes, make him
No.
make a toddler Beetlejuice, please.
I am
Just-
anti Beetlejuice baby. No.
Beetlejuice baby, I love. I just like- I just like the weird stuff, I guess. I don't know.
because we talked about this like before we even started the stream. Like Lydia, well, at least for me, Lydia confirmed that Beetlejuice is a demon. Like I was like, he's just a very powerful damn spirit. Like he can shapeshift into anything. He can make people's mouths zip shut, freeze time, and do all kinds of crazy stuff. Now imagine what his son can do if he's going to surpass his dad. So you could go a lot of ways with Beetlejuice and his son. So
Okay, but like, how does this demon give birth to a baby? He is dead.
yeah,
I mean, there's not a lot of logic in the Beetlejuice movies to begin with, though. So
I'm aware. I said that earlier. I don't like Beetlejuice baby.
yeah, this Beetlejuice really powerful, man. I think he just used his magic to impregnate Astrid, which is creepy, but for the sake of the plot, we ran with it.
That was so creepy. That scene where she gives birth to Beetlejuice baby and it just starts crawling up the wall. No.
I was like, you mean you could just impregnate people like that? Like, damn, like you just made the Antichrist the low key, but all right, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he did it to the mom. He did it to Lydia earlier on in his office.
And he could have done that the entire time too. Like, you could have started the movie with just like, you're pregnant. And it's just like, damn, dude. Like,
I mean, to be fair, the original movie, the whole thing is him having an obsession with Lydia when she's like 16, 17.
This is true. His whole thing is, I need her to marry me.
Yeah, the creepy vibes or the perverted vibes are there from the get-go.
Yeah, he definitely tests some boundaries with this one. Oh, devil has babies all the time.
I understand that I am alone in my corner of anti-Beetlejuice baby.
Are you pro Beetlejuice kid?
I don't know. I'm inclined to say no because I don't think they would do it well. But like, if they were to commit to that being like the plot of a third film and actually give it like some real effort, I could be on board with it.
I would say base the character off of like a more, just a little bit older Stewie Griffin, and you got it, perfection. Like, he's always trying to kill his dad. And every time he screws up, he's like, lost. I would go for that.
Okay, I do agree with like some of the comments here of like Walker Scobell is like a 14-year-old Beetlejuice. I could see that. I love Walker Scobell.
I don't know I think he's a little too old. I want a little younger. I feel like that'd be a little
So like how old do you think Beetlejuice Spawn needs to be?
I'm thinking like a little 8-year-old, honestly.
Badass 8-year-old.
Just because because that gives, I don't know, that gives in more to the darkness, creepy factor, because it's just a little 8-year-old kid that's doing all this crazy demon stuff. And just like, I don't know. It would work with the universe, I think.
It's fair.
I can rock with that. But
the whole Beetlejuice relationship with it. Yeah, what Emperor Will said in the comments about the weird part, the whole Beetlejuice relationship with the girl, that's another part. Yeah, I can, yeah, it is kind of odd and weird that, but I mean, that's in the first movie, and she's wanting to marry. Yeah, it's actually worse in the first. If you didn't like it in the sequel, it's worse than the first, because the first movie, that's Beetlejuice's whole plan. And this one, he's still trying to marry Lydia, so at least she's of age in this one. In the
right.
She's a mom. She's an older lady. She's in her 40s at least. But, like, you know, in the original, she's 16, 17, and he's trying to marry her. So,
yeah. And
I thought she was even younger than that. I thought she was like 14.
She might be. I don't know. I don't think they ever specifically say an age. I just know she's in a schoolgirl outfit at the end. So,
yeah.
She's young.
And his ex-wife, the soul sucker, is of age too. So it's just like, does he just not give a damn about age, or he's just like, I don't know what his deal. Demons are like thousands of years old, so I guess he's just like, screw it. Whoever will marry me, marry me.
He's Beetlejuice. He's a pervert.
Perverted demon.
Facts.
Beetlejuice is a pervert, and you know what? It's hilarious though.
Age ain't nothing but a number to a demon. So.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I'm glad you caught that. I'm just saying.
Speaking of perverts.
I'm just saying. I'm pretty sure that was intended to be a sexual innuendo. That's all I'm gonna say.
Mhm.
I've never heard that phrase in any other way than that way. So I mean, maybe I'm just in the wrong group of people, but I've never heard in media. I've never heard getting your soul sucked outside of that context. So this was the first time. The first movie was a weird part.
This one was, I wouldn't say better, but
yeah.
Think about it.
I mean,
if you think about it hard.
Yeah, I mean that's Beetlejuice. Though you kind of gotta not think when you're watching Beetlejuice. If you start to think too much, it gets all into weird stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Hey now. I'm the juice is loose, I guess.
Jacob.
Yeah, just bring me up. You know what? If Jenna Ortega is in the movie, I'll be in it.
Mm-hmm. And she'll summon you.
She can summon me.
Hey.
So actually, that's the plot of the third Beetlejuice film.
Yeah, I could rock with that. Jacob gets summoned and he becomes a demon.
Yeah.
I would. You know what? I would love that. Call me Jenna Ortega. I feel like if she ever saw this, which she never would, but if she ever saw this, she was like, restraining order now.
It was like, this dude has two fixations, A24 and me. What is up with that?
Oh,
and Oompa Loompas.
And Oompa Loompas. That is...
Oompa Loompas.
I'm not going to lie, that list alone, it is a little concerning.
Yeah.
A24, Jenna Ortega, Oompa Loompa.
That's my life. Yeah. I would love to be on an A24 film but starring an Oompa Loompa with Jenna Ortega in it. That would be the perfect film for me. I could work that.
It just screams Jacob Smith. It just screams.
It does.
Or give me Rachel Zegler too. Give me her too. She's great as well.
All right.
Maxine 4.
Maxine 4.
Yeah. I'm in the next Maxine. Yep.
Oh, yeah. Love you some Mia Goth.
Mm-hmm.
The new Scream Queen.
Oh, yeah.
That's all the complaints I had about Beetlejuice 2.
I think I also got all of mine out.
I think I did too. I don't have any. I think we all have the same complaint. I think everybody had the same complaint. And directed by Ryan Gosling. Yes. Yes. I forgot about that. Ryan Gosling's my other obsession. Add him in there.
All right. That's 4 now.
Hey.
Hey, he's right. He's right here on the poster of Blade Runner 2049. So.
Hey.
I remember when you used to have Ride up there. Or was it Drive?
Drive?
Yeah, Drive.
I mean, yeah, I'm in a different location now. I still have my Drive movie poster in that other room. So I have 2 posters of Ryan Gosling, apparently. I didn't think about that until today, but I have 2 posters of Ryan Gosling on it. That's a little odd for a grown man to have, but you know what?
Yeah.
It is what it is.
You got to have at least one hero the same gender as us.
Ryan Gosling, always.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, for Beetlejuice, I don't really can think of any other issues. I think everybody in the comments and everybody on here had basically the same issues with the movie. Yeah, just too much substance, not enough, or not enough substance, too much style over substance, I guess you would call it, maybe. But even the style wasn't really, I wouldn't even say style over substance, because yeah, there's some practical effects, but I think the first movie did it better. So not enough style or substance. But at the same time, I came out of this movie like having a great time at the same time. Like it has all these issues, but I think at the end of the day, if you're a Beetlejuice fan, and I said this in my quick reaction, if you're a Beetlejuice fan, you have to see this. I think.
Facts.
I think it's worthy enough to be a sequel to Beetlejuice. I think it's a worthy sequel.
Yeah.
What score would you give it?
I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 on Letterboxd.
Oh, okay.
Hey.
I gave it a B+. So I give it a B+ when I saw it because I thought it was really good. And for what I still would stick with a B+. I think what they needed to nail the most, they nailed the most, I feel like. And I think that's mainly all due to the cast of Michael Keaton, Catherine O'Hara, and Winona Ryder. I think Jenna Ortega would have been in that list, but they just short-sighted her in the story. It's not her fault whatsoever. It's just they just didn't do enough with her character, and Tim Burton could have done better with the practical effects.
Yes. Yeah.
Agreed.
It's not very Tim Burton standard.
Yeah. No, I agree with Jacob on this one. I'm thinking it's like a 7, 6.5 maybe for me.
Yeah.
Just wanted the plots to be a little smoother.
Man, it feels like we're turning apart, but we're not. We're just being really honest. But we did make a disclaimer earlier that all three of us would watch this movie again. So
we did.
I'm going to score it a 7.5 out of 10. Solid B ballpark for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like, we talked mainly about the negatives of the film, but there's stuff we liked. Like I said, we all appreciate Michael Keaton and the cast. And we all thought it hit on the nostalgia part, and it hit on what you need in a Beetlejuice sequel for it to be a worthy sequel, but it didn't do any more though. It's just more of the same, but not as good, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I just wish, I don't know, what I keep thinking about is for some reason the dad with the piranhas on him bothers me so much. It looks so fake, and after watching the classic again, it's like that was 1988. You had less money, and you made all these cool deaths look amazing, and then this guy could have been way cooler looking than just plastic piranhas on him moving around. I feel like I'm never one. I give a lot of credit to a film crew because I know how hard it is. I worked on films. I know how hard it is to make a film. But I feel like I could have created that practical effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I could have done that with just if you go back and watch the classic, a lot of it is really good gore effects. Like a lot of stuff does look pretty realistic for it's Beetlejuice, but if you go back and watch the original, there is quite a few dead people that look amazing, where it's just like, oh my God, like great makeup.
Love Miss Argentina. Miss Argentina.
Yeah. One of my favorite additions.
I just think of the caseworker, Juno, where she's just smoking and then there's smoke coming out of her slit throat. Like that's just a cool effect.
So great.
Yeah, she's just talking trash to him. He's just like, all right, you need anything else from me? Well, screw you. I'm gonna go do what I want to do. It's like, God, she was so funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just wish the practical was touched upon more. That's me. I just keep thinking about the piranha dad.
Yeah, thoughts to keep you up at night.
It's just like, why?
Maybe I'm
Hey, Beetlejuice Baby. I actually thought the effects were great on him. That was one where I was like, effects amazing. I love the Beetlejuice Baby.
I'll give you that. I will give you the Beetlejuice Baby effect. It was cool.
Like it made what a Beetlejuice Baby would be like is exactly what that was. I mean, it was just perfect.
They're gonna start making dolls of that thing.
I can see it in the spirit Halloween coming soon.
Mm-hmm.
I want to send one to Isabella for her birthday.
No.
Yes, I'm gonna send you one.
Cool. I'll send you a piranha.
Well,
You know
we
what?
just started something.
You know what? Hey, I got at least could make the effect just as good. Is all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, that's true. As long as the kid grows up a little bit in the sequel, I'm cool.
Just Google Soul Sucker, and I promise you will not get a very friendly Google homepage. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, man. Make sure those parental settings are on your search engine because you're gonna get some answers for that.
Out here corrupting the youth.
You know what? If a parent lets a child watch my podcast, that is their own fault. You're a bad parent. If you have a kid, this is a rated R podcast, all right? If you're under 17 and you're watching this, get off of this because your mind will be corrupted, and I don't want that to happen.
Yeah. I mean, he did warn you like earlier when they said Soul Sucker so many times in a movie, and his immediate reaction was, "Hey."
I was just like, man. And there's like one because there's one specific scene where I want to say it's Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice, where he's like I don't want to get my soul sucked, and I'm like, I feel like every guy on this universe would say the opposite. I'm just like, that's what I'm just like, come on now.
Yeah, Keaton knew what he was doing with that line, or whoever wrote that screenplay for him.
I'm just like, pause.
Like,
There's little kids in this movie theater. Pause.
Especially me. My virgin ears can't handle that.
Yeah. But like,
no,
it works because like I said, the first movie is very, very much perverted and like that. There's a lot of little innuendos in there.
Oh yeah.
Oh well, men, am I right?
Yeah.
I'm a 25. I'm not 26 yet. I'm 25-year-old male. I mean, what do you expect? I grew up on Beetlejuice. I grew up on the original.
This is what Isabella has to deal with when she puts up with us.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm just gonna sit here.
You know what?
Yeah.
It's better than. Where am I going? I don't know where I was going. I was trying to defend myself, but it didn't go anywhere, so it doesn't work. So
that was really sad. I'm really embarrassed for you.
Oh.
You know what? I've embarrassed myself so many times on this podcast. I think next time, I feel like, or not next time, but I feel like in from years on, I'm gonna show my kids this.
Oh.
I'm gonna show my kids all of these, and I'm gonna be like, look how silly your dad was. Like, look how far he's come. Let's hope that's what happens. Let's hope let's hope I don't stay this way.
Man, Jacob, you're about to get the whole sausage fest in our comment section riled up.
Hey, I'm getting all the men. All right. You know what? I'm not gay, but come on, man.
You just had to make that clear.
Yeah.
But DMs are open.
If you're Ryan Gosling only, you gotta be Ryan Gosling. I have your poster, Ryan.
This is going to make Jenna forget all about you now. So
I hope I stay in her mind.
Yeah, you guys got any more announcements that you got coming up?
I don't know what the next episode will be. I'm trying to think of what's coming out, but it'll be something. It'll be soon, sometime. I know Nick, our pal Nick, he wants to do a top 5 nostalgia movies.
Ooh.
And I've been telling him that we'll do that. but he's so hit or miss in our section that in our group chat that I don't know if we'll get him wrangled in. So we'll see about that. That may be the next episode, and Nick may be back on the next episode, and we may be talking about our top 5 most nostalgic movies. But we'll see how it works with Nick's schedule. He's a busy man. He's a creature. He's an odd creature, and he comes in and out of the void, and you never know when he's coming out of the void. Like
he's like Beetlejuice.
He really is like Beetlejuice. Like now I said his name. Like a while ago, he just tagged me in a Facebook post, and I was so shocked. I was like, "What are you doing, Nick? Like, where are you, Nick?" Like, he just appears out of nowhere. I don't know. So we'll see about that. I did say, pause. I'm glad you caught that, Emperor King Will.
There's. I'm not. My memory's like already gone about like what type of theatrical release is about to come out for the rest of this month, but there is an opportunity to cover Speak No Evil. Me and Blake will be going to see that Tuesday and reviewing it on Fundamentals. So Speak No Evil's out there. There's 2 Netflix movies that's getting a lot of hype right now. Rebel Ridge and Deliverance.
I've heard of Rebel Ridge.
Me and Will plan on reviewing that for sure. So lots of opportunities coming up.
I'm hoping it's top 5 nostalgia movies, just because I want to fulfill Nick's request. Yes, even though it's a sad request, because Nick said before this, he said that he will only come on the show one more time, and that will be his final episode. So if we do that episode, that will be his final episode.
Oh,
Nick is he's just busy with life. I get it. We're growing men and women out here, you know. Nick's, and like I said, he's a creature. You don't know. He just comes in and out. He's just I don't know. He's just Nick. He's just a mystical figure. That's what I explain him as, a mystical figure. If you know Nick, you know he's a mystical figure, and he's going away to do something. I don't know.
I thought you were going to call him a cryptid first, because he is that hard to find. He's he was talking about cryptids one podcast we had together, so maybe he is a cryptid. I don't know. He might be the New Jersey Devil himself. You never know.
Hey,
he's a Missouri something. I don't know.
Bigfoot.
Yeah, he's a very serious guy. But yeah, I'm hoping I can get him on the show. Look out for that. I'm trying to think what else. October, there's always going to be a horror movie coming out. I may do Salem's Lot, honestly.
Ooh, Salem's Lot.
It's coming to HBO Max October 3rd.
Little Stephen King, yes.
So that's it's Stephen King. It's coming to HBO Max, so it'll be easily accessible. People can watch it from home. That may be a good one to do an episode on, because I have seen the original Salem's Lot, and I would like to see this remake, because I've actually been excited for this remake, because I think it could be better, hopefully.
Yeah, and Salem's Lot and Terrifier 3 next month.
Oh my God, I
forgot.
Terrifier 3. That could definitely be one for sure, because I forgot that isn't the Cape Con in November?
November 1st through 3rd.
So it'll be a little too late to do Terrifier then, I think. So I'd like to do it before the Halloween season. So
absolutely.
Yeah, Life of Chuck, another Stephen King adaptation by Mike Flanagan, is coming out soon. I've heard nothing but rave reviews about that. Yeah, and then what's up, Ryan Swayze? Are you Patrick Swayze's son?
Mr. Swayze.
Ooh, speaking of Dirty Dancing.
Uh-oh.
Dalton from Roadhouse. Yes.
Dalton
it was just
from
showing
Roadhouse.
People are praising it. Yeah. I've heard great things about Life of Chuck. So Mark Hamill's in it, I know. So Luke Skywalker himself. So we'll see.
Or the Joker, depending on where you know him from.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I mean, I think that's all I got. I mean, Joker's coming out, but that'll be on the main SNN. Shout out to you. Got to plug that. You forgot to plug that, Deontay.
Oh yeah, we still got to do Isabella's announcements too if she has anything.
Oh, I can do mine real quick. My show doesn't come out till October 1st. So
Hey,
woohoo! So
friendly reminder.
Yeah, I can put the Instagram handle for the account because I did finally get some of the social media up and running for it. But the account is called Craven Conventions on Instagram. Follow for updates, and I'll be posting closer to like the actual release.
Y'all better follow her too. I will be looking.
Yeah,
he will.
I'll come you know what? I'll be like Beetlejuice if you don't follow. If you say my name 3 times.
You should follow me. Thank you.
Have a sandworm come through your living room.
To be fair, I know I think I just followed last night. So to be fair, I'm a little late.
You did. You were a little late to the game. But to be fair, I also didn't tell you.
Let's say you didn't
they
tell
went
me.
live.
And I don't even know how it popped up, but it popped up on my thing. I was like, Craven Conventions, where do I know that? I was like, oh yeah. And then I followed it.
Yeah. Thank
Good
you.
on
I
you,
appreciate it.
Yeah, you didn't even tell me, so how was I know, you know?
I know, that was my bad. I'm really sorry.
Shame.
Yeah, but we'll definitely tag that. I need to start tagging that, and when I do the promotional post for this, I'll just be like, Craven Conventions.
Yeah, we'll have some reels for it too. Like after this is over, I'll make some reels and some TikToks and YouTube shorts out of this. So
it'll be so fun. I can tell you that the first episode we're going to be releasing on the show is on Rosemary's Baby. So,
ooh, and the prequel is just about to come out later in October.
Yeah, our friend Taylor's reading that book right now.
It's such a good book.
Yeah, it is a good book.
Yeah. The first one is going to be like following the book, and then we're going to talk about the original film in a different episode. But yeah.
That's what I'm
So you're going to be talking about the book and the film.
Mm-hmm.
Heck yeah. I've only seen the film, but I know the prequel is coming out on Paramount Plus in October sometime.
Speaking of Devil Babies.
Yes, that is a good.
Yes.
Come back around. It's called Craven. What? Oh, Craven Conventions with the C.
Yep, and it's Craven. Yep, like Wes Craven.
Wes Craven, not Craven the Hunter, but Wes Craven.
Yep, and Conventions has all of the vowels taken out of it. I'm making this super easy for people.
Remember, all of the vowels are missing. I got to remind myself.
Hey, I don't
Just
even
for
remember. I
convention.
don't even know most of my vowels anymore, so that doesn't help me.
Yeah.
Well,
There
if
you
anyone
go.
needs a reminder, your vowels are A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y.
That's good to know because it's been a while. But
I understand.
At least one of us is smarter than a fifth grader.
yeah,
It's Isabella.
I promise you, it's not me. I promise you, it's not me. I have my diploma over here next to me, but does it mean anything? Not really. But
Yeah, degrees don't mean shit, man.
Oh
But
my
yeah.
gosh.
it's a film degree, so come on.
It's fair. That's fair. At least it improves work ethic.
Great, and all the vowels missing. Okay, I didn't know any of it. Yeah, so follow Craven Conventions. Yep.
Yep.
It's gonna be it'll be a cool page. I was gonna say post page. Yeah, you better follow it. Everybody follow it,
Follow.
Thank you.
and everybody follow. I guess I haven't plugged myself, and I never plug myself on my own show. I probably should do that, but
You should.
but you know what? I'm just so humble. That's my thing. I'm such a humble man that I just. But anyway, yeah, Jacob's Film Perspectives on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Follow me on that. I do out of theater reactions on all movies I see sometimes, and half of them are movies we haven't even talked about on the podcast. I just do like quick 1 minute out of theater reactions. I just film them right out of the theater. They're just off the top. Just yeah. And you can find them on everything. Like I said, YouTube Shorts, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. And it's just Jacob's Film Perspective, same name here. Just yeah. My Instagram and my TikTok is where I get the most active stuff going. So probably Instagram, TikTok is the best, or Facebook if you're a bit older and don't have Instagram or TikTok. But for the youngins, Instagram and TikTok.
The youngins.
And I've actually started to get a little TikTok following where I'm just like, okay.
Hey. So you should follow Jacob on TikTok.
Yeah.
Follow him.
It's the same as my Instagram. Like you're getting the same content. So I don't know why you would follow both, but actually follow both because yeah, that helps.
Yeah, like you can connect your Facebook page to the Instagram account and like double post through like the Meta suite. So
yeah, that's what I do. That's exactly what I do. I mean, my reel goes to Facebook and Instagram.
That's what I'm talking about.
And then TikTok, of course. But yeah, I've had one TikTok go crazy. I forgot what it was on the new Strangers movie, the Strangers movie, and it's funny because it was my most negative review. So apparently, negativity sells. If you don't learn anything else, negativity sells.
Yeah, we'll probably go viral after what we just did to Beetlejuice. So.
I hope we don't go viral for my Beetlejuice-like. What some of the things I've said on this podcast.
The perversion.
Oh, perversion.
No perversion. No perversion. I've never been a pervert, never will be. I'm a gentleman of all kind. I'm a feminist. I'm an ally. I'm a respectable man.
Okay.
Yeah. I just want to put that out there. Possibly. I feel like people are gonna be like, this guy's the whitest, so full of shit. Like they're like, he's probably just this racist bigot, like all this. And I do sound like one. I do have a Southern accent. I'm sorry about that, but there's nothing I can do about the accent. So it's
Jacob
just gonna
be a politician.
It's just maybe I should run for president. But like I'm just saying, don't let the accent fool you. I'm a good guy.
He is a good dude. I can vouch for him.
Even if I do love Jenna Ortega, maybe a little too much. But I also love A24 a lot too much. Ryan Gosling a lot too much.
But like Ryan Gosling is just Ken. So it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Think of me as a kid. That's what I am. I'm just Ken too.
Are you Knuff?
I am Knuff. I relate. I am Knuff. I need to wear my I am Knuff hoodie on one of these podcasts.
You should.
You missed out, man.
I should have done it when I didn't get it in when we did Barbie way back when, but if there ever is anything Barbie related, I'll do it. Even if you're a hater, let us know in a very limited. Yes, please comment how much you hate me.
Yeah.
Will is on the money. If you hate me and like you want me to shut up, please just comment that. Be like, shut up, you stupid white boy. Like, do something like that. Insult me all you want. Give me it. You're Knuff, Jacob. I can handle it. I am Knuff.
You are Knuff.
You handsome jar of mayonnaise, you.
Thank you. Hey, it works. I'm white. It works.
I do have 3 little notes though before we take off. Note number 1, we have a brand new series coming to the Saturday Night Nerds Network. It's called S&N Group Therapy. Yeah, you heard it.
Okay.
So if you guys want to vent and you're having just a really bad day and something in nerd culture pissed you off, this is your chance to show up and get some healing done. Because we're all going to be venting with you. And that's what S&N Group Therapy is all here for. It's an interactive show, so people can come on. It doesn't matter if you're a special guest or not. You can just be somebody that's a member of the group, a follower. Literally anybody can come on the show and just unleash the beast on everything that bothers you in life.
So if you're having marriage problems, you can come on the show.
If it has something to do with nerd marriage, then we'll fit it. We'll fit it.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Like your husband won't cosplay no more, so you're thinking about cheating. Go ahead and vent about it on the show.
What if it's like more like I just have a problem with Black Widow hooking up with Hulk in the Marvel franchise? Is that also welcome?
Absolutely. Because somebody explained that.
Right?
Yep. Blake, Emperor Will, all of y'all can vent. The first episode is suspected to be next Saturday of September. I believe it's the 20th or the 21st.
If you do it the 21st, it's special. That's my birthday. So,
happy birthday!
Jacob's birthday's coming up.
Yes, it's the 21st. So,
figure out how to spoil him to send him some A24 merch.
Yes,
we'll send him the Beetlejuice baby.
Send me. I don't know. I was gonna say something to do with the Oompa Loompa, but I don't know what you could send that's illegal. That.
True that.
Yeah.
Send me the Funko Pop of the Oompa Loompa. There you go.
Figurine.
Mm-hmm. A Funko Pop of Astrid Dietz, and then just have it signed by Jenna.
Yes, I will cherish that forever. I will put it in a shrine. No, I'm just kidding. I need to stop before I actually become Jenna Ortega sees something and she's gonna like, what is this weird white dude talking about?
I feel like me and Isabella are now guilty by association.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I might need to hide my face.
You know what, Will? I won't repeat that, but if you want to, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. On the down low, I'm fine with that. A body pillow with Ryan Gosling on it. I'm also I will cuddle that every night. I have no shame. I am a straight white male, but I will cuddle that Ryan Gosling pillow every night. I will speak to it. I will just whisper in its ear sweet nothings, and then
Okay, Deontay, I really think we might be guilty for association at the moment.
Yeah, we're all going down on this ship. I will jump to bullet number 2 and save us.
Please.
Yeah, bullet number 2, the Twitch channel for Saturday Night Nerds is getting really active again, so very excited about that. We just went through a crazy weekend with me and my PlayStation account. Finally got it back after going through hell. So I'll be streaming alongside Will, Blake, his son Wyatt, and Raiden Hayes J Gaming. On Wednesdays, we'll be playing Call of Duty Warzone. Mondays, we'll be playing Black Myth Wukong. And then sometimes Monday nights and Sunday nights, will be diving into Elden Ring and some other horror games that's coming out for spooky season. So Twitch is going to be very active. So follow us, Saturday Night Nerds, on Twitch. And last but not least, like and subscribe to this YouTube channel if you're watching this video. Recurring visitors or people that's just now first time watching the stream with us, Jacob's Film Perspective has his own playlist on our channel, so you can catch all 13 of his episodes and see what the different scores we give in every movie we've watched up until now. And you can see the other playlists. So the Saturday Night Nerds playlist will be on the front page. Group Therapy will be on the front page after we start filming that. And then we'll bring back some classics like Mugiwara Mondays, where we review One Piece and other shows like that. So very excited going forward with SNN. And thank you everybody for your support up until now.
don't forget about your next main Saturday Night Nerds episode.
Oh yeah, that's right. I think we're on either episode 2 or 3 is coming up, and we don't have a topic per se, but the way things are progressing now, I think the next time Saturday Night Nerds does like a huge review is going to be Venom 3, because me and Will are definitely seeing Venom 3. So it's Noel season. We finally get to meet Noel. Yeah. Be on the lookout for updates for that. Follow us on Instagram at snn.podcast.2021, and you can follow us YouTube, Twitch, TikTok is Saturday_night_nerds, and then all of our updates will be running through social medias through that way.
And then also you're doing Joker too.
Yeah, Joker's coming out. Oh man, it's a lot of like nerd bangers coming. Agatha All Along. Oh, by the way, I want to give a shout out to Fundamentals, which is a good friend of mine's podcast, Blake Hickman, who is in the comment section right now. We just did a celebrity interview with Randall Reeder. If you're familiar with the movie Idiocracy or Harold and Kumar in White Castle, it's the really tall and buff biker guy that plays almost the same role in every movie. And he's also known for Buck in the Deadpool movie. So we got to talk to him today. And he was a great time. I believe it's Fundamentals Podcast on YouTube. So you click on that. Went in the search engine, and it should be like the first thing that pops up with like a black, yellow, and blue logo. So we're really excited about how this interview may play out.
I mean, you already got a famous person on your podcast, and that Fundamentals just was started. I mean, I've been doing this for a year and a half, and the most famous person I've had is Nick. So, I mean.
Hey. We do have Isabella. She's pretty famous.
I am not famous, but I appreciate it.
I would say she probably is technically the most famous just because of where you're located, maybe, I guess.
Yeah. I'll take it. I mean, hey, if you want me to be your celebrity, I will be your celebrity.
I don't want to dox you. I won't say where you're located, but
I appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm not doxing you, but she's in a bigger city while me and Deontay are down here in the Missouri boonies.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Shout out to Raiden Hayes J Gaming. He is one of our streaming partners as well. Follow him on all of social media too. So Raiden Hayes J, space J, space gaming. And it's literally his username for everything. So shout out to him. And then shout out to That Feeling Podcast Network, the DFPN. That's where you can find Willie McCoy's podcast. They have several shows on that network. And their YouTube channel has everything under the THE DFPN. So show them some love. We wouldn't have Jacob's opening theme song without them. So thanks for that.
That's true.
And that's all I got.
So I mean, that's all I got.
Yep, we did have Jason Page, the man who sung the Pokemon theme song on SNN. That is a classic episode.
I remember that. That is true. I need to find somebody famous. Who would? But I don't even know who would be relevant for my show.
I feel like there's a lot of options, though.
Yeah, a lot of film industry people.
I mean, I have DM'd a few famous actors before, but not for the show.
Well, yeah, there may be a story for another time. Martin Scorsese.
Martin Scorsese. I wish, oh my God, if I got that man on here, I would go to die and go to heaven. Oh my Lord. If I could get the King, if I could get Martin on here, I would love
Nolan.
If I get Christopher Nolan, I'd probably pass out.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of. I could probably get an indie director on here. Oh, what am I talking about? I've had my buddy Lawson. He makes movies. He's an indie director. Let's go. I've had him on here. Shout out, by the way. Thank you for actually talking about directors. I need to give him a shout out. He is in production. He's working in the next month. He will be in production of his new short. And he's trying to get more followers on his Facebook page. So go follow Lawson Filmworks on Facebook. Shout him out. I just was at his house last night watching movies with him. He's a great guy, one of my best friends. I'm also going to be helping with this next film, doing film stuff. I'll be a director of photography. I'm even going to be an actor. So if you're a Jacob's Film Perspectives fan, I'm going to be acting in this short film. So yeah, it's a small role because I'm not an actor. I'm better behind the camera. But if you want to see me on the big screen or on your screen at all, besides the podcast, I will be in this new film by Lawson. So yeah, go follow Lawson Filmworks. We're in the details of that. We'll be shooting that in the next month. I just want to plug it now because I don't know when I'll do my next podcast. But yeah, we'll be shooting that the next month. And I have a writing credit on it as well.
Nice.
I'm acting in it, director of photography, and I'm producing it as well. So I'm a man of a lot of jobs on this film. But he's masterful short film director. He made Phantom of the Fields. I mean, classic short film. Definitely go check him out. This man puts all his work into films. Multiple times a beautiful, amazing. Round of applause.
This is not a factual statement, but I would love to be related to Wes Craven.
Yes. We're gonna say you are. I think it'd be more realistic if you'd be his granddaughter, but
yeah,
just a little.
Yeah,
Wes Craven's granddaughter. Yes.
Yeah.
This is lore. This is lore. This is fictionalized lore.
Oh, fictional.
But I appreciate it though.
Yeah, this man. I wanted to shout him out. I forgot. I can't believe I almost forgot. I'm a terrible. Look at me. I call him one of my best friends, and I almost forget to shout him out on my podcast. Terrible friend. I'm sorry, Lawson. Shame on me. Look at this. Just shame on me. Slap on the head. Just bad friend. But yeah, go check him out for sure. He is. This man is a DIY filmmaker to the most. I mean, he does most of it on his own. I'm helping him, obviously, but like, it's me. I mean, would you want me helping on your short film? Yes. But anyway, yeah, it's me. So like, yeah, he does most of it himself. This hardest working filmmaker I know. Definitely be on the lookout for that. I'll definitely share updates and stuff on that with maybe the JFP page. I could use it probably for promoting him. And yeah, go follow that. And actually, take that back what I said about me, because I'm actually a great filmmaker. A24 hire me. I forgot about my.
There's the plug. There's the plug.
There's the plug.
There it is.
It's the perfect way to end it. A24. This is a segment. I know you're here. I know you're listening. I know you see me, and you see a Southern young man with little promise. But I promise you, that I will be the next Christopher Nolan if you gave me a shot. I will make A24's Inception. I will make your Dark Knight trilogy. If you hire me, though. You got to hire me. If not, I'll go make it for another studio. So, I mean, it's your loss, not mine. Look at me getting cocky. Now my A24 segment changed from begging to being cocky. That's a character arc right there.
Growth.
Yeah. I was going to recommend that you be a stand-in for Timothy Chalamet, but hey, you shoot for the moon, baby.
Hey, you know what?
There you go.
I'm tall. I have long curly hair right now, and I need a haircut. But I mean, I could be a stand-in for. I guess I could do it.
Yeah.
What is he doing? Bob Dylan? Is he being Bob Dylan? I'll be your stand-in for Bob Dylan.
Hey, I can rock with that. You could be the stand-in for the next Wonka movie or Doom 3, honestly.
Put me in Dune 3 with Zendaya in the sand. Let's go.
Woo!
There you go. I see
Throw
it.
it out for Dune 3.
Yes, sir.
Hey, what I'm saying is I was just about to get a haircut this week. I'm canceling it. Nope. I'm gonna keep the hair long just for being Timothy's stunt double. I'm gonna tell my hair lady that too. I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't get my hair cut. I'm gonna be Timothy Chalamet's stunt double, and she's gonna look at me like I'm insane. And
yeah, it's like, what are you even doing here?
She's probably right, but you know what? I'm doing it.
Yep, unanimous decision in the comments section. Jacob for Timothy Chalamet.
Yes.
Jacob for Timothy Chalamet stand-in. I'll take it. I'll take it all day. And I think with that, I mean, I don't have anything, and I have been on a roll tonight. I think I've been great. I told you my brain was fried before we started this, and I can honestly tell because, woof. But yeah, it's been a fun time.
Woo.
Follow your heart, young Skywalker. I will follow my heart.
Yep. Shout out to everybody that tuned in, man. Thank you guys.
Yeah, thanks
for witnessing my crazy rants. Shout out to my two co-hosts for staying here and not leaving me alone in my fandom for Beetlejuice and for my weirdness. And shout out to everybody watching that have watched, subscribed in the past to SNN. If you subscribe to SNN, you're subscribing to me as well. So that should be another incentive because I am on SNN. So
hell yeah.
They're my boss.
Here first.
They're my boss. Deontay, he's my boss. You don't know this, but he's my boss actually. He's the one that comes out. He comes up with all the ideas. Actually, I'm a idealist hack, and he's the one that comes up with all these ideas. So that's why you should subscribe to SNN. If you love this, SNN, shout out. Never be too thankful to them. And yeah, I think that's it for me. Peace out. Timothy Chalamet.
Peace.
Bye.